Okay, we are live for the first time with a lot of new tech. I don't have any idea if this is actually working, which means I'm going to flip a screen to see if this is actually working. Looks like all right, that was a bad idea. So it looks like I am actually on YouTube. I am streaming right now via Streamlabs OBS for the very first time. It took me a while to feel confident in expanding my tech. So, hey, aloha, Curtis. Good to see you. So you are the first one to say hello with this new tech that I was just talking about. So it's not really new tech. It's new tech to me. I'm using Streamlabs OBS. I tried to use the regular OBS and I got really intimidated. I didn't understand, but luckily a subscriber named Tom Greek, he pointed me out to a more plug and play tech ignorant version of Streamlabs or of OBS, which is the Streamlabs. So I finally figured that out. I got it a little bit mixed up with Twitch Studio, which I also experimented with, but I don't even know what happened with that, so we won't even talk about that. So yeah, good to see you, Miles. Fancy schmancy new software, new to me at least. Hey, Andre, good to see you. Yeah, so I've got the brand new streaming stuff, which is why I didn't set the reminder, because I'm still not sure how to do that yet with this. I didn't really even bother to find out. I have a feeling it'll be lickety split. It's super easy, but I was more concerned about the actual stuff, and then also I have a new mic that I'm using, which I'm really concerned about. So and so the mic has its own set of settings, and then the mixer has its own set of settings, and then I don't really know if I'm using the mic right, in the sense that, am I too close to it? Am I too far away from it? Am I just right? So I'm gonna need input with you guys for a lot of sound stuff, because right now I'm still in the green zone. I'm kind of almost hitting yellow, so I don't know if that's like perfect or if that's like too much, man, or maybe more likely it's not enough, man. So I have a couple ways that I can deal with that if it needs to be dealt with. So that's where I'm at right now. And then, okay, Andre, I am louder than last week. That doesn't surprise me, because last week I was using a microphone that's attached to the webcam, which was on my monitor, so it was like 1.5 feet, 2 feet away. Whereas this is actually A, really good mic, and B, way closer to my mouth. So that stands to reason. So yeah, one shaka is maybe like a shaka and a quarter away from the microphone. So stay on the edge, Curtis. Okay, I can live on the edge. That's no problem there. So yeah, so if my sound gets wonky or whatever, just let me know, and we will experiment with what ends up sounding good. That's the plan for the day. And then, so behind me, you might have noticed I've got this little new backdrop that's been donated to me for a little bit. My friend Chad happened upon this canvas in a house that he's moving out, and his wife has forbidden him from taking anything home anymore, so he's not sure he's going to be able to sneak this into the house. It's a 5 foot by 3 foot canvas. I'm thinking she might notice, but he has plans for it maybe in the garage, so it might end up being mine, but hopefully Chad will be able to give it a home somewhere in his home, even if it's just the garage. So let's see here. That's, I guess, all the new things for right now. So let's see. Living on the edge is fine as long as there's not a lot of erosion near that ledge. Yeah, spoken like a true West Coaster, Andre, without a doubt. You know, that's funny. Well, it's actually not funny, but in Seattle, they had this bright idea one year to save money on the budget, and they got rid of all of their street sweepers. Well, the street sweeping, or lack of street sweeping, ended up clogging all of the drainage, everything, and so the water was everywhere. Ended up eroding away some very, very steep inclines in some very, very expensive view property homes. They tumbled down onto the road, into the lake, all sorts of bad places. And so that ended up costing the city, I don't know, 7 point something million. Don't quote me about that, but several million. You can quote me on that. And I think they saved about $100,000 on the street sweeping budget, only to have that cost them a couple million later on. So that, you can file that under, it seemed like a good idea at the time, which I think we all have those moments. Let's see here. Hey, Rick, good to see you. Darlene, good to see you. Okay, Darlene, excellent. You think I'm sounding good? Okay, because yeah, I've got a new mic and I'm experimenting with it. I don't know if it's too loud or loud enough. Music, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Det. All right, you made it. So, yeah, right, exactly. The cheap way usually pays twice. That's exactly it, Rick. And it was expensive the second time around. So the city promptly reinstated their street sweeping. And I've had neighbors, people in my town, complaining about the street sweeping and how it only seems to go along the rich people's neighborhoods. And I did point out, like, well, the rich people live on the cliffs that are about to fall off into the ocean. Drainage and the like, there's actually a reason. I don't think they like that answer, but whatever. Let's see here. Oh, Aveda. Yeah, shout out to nice to see you, Aveda. I will be posting a link momentarily to the artist who creates the canvas behind me, someone named Joelle Joy. You can actually get those prints, and if I'm tech savvy enough, I'll be posting a link later on when I figure it out. So, hey, Nani Aloha, good to see you. Let's see here. All right, well, let's see. Let's get wild. Let me see if this works. Oh, no, it doesn't work for me. Okay, wait, maybe it'll work this way. It's making me sign into chat, and it's like, I thought I was already signed in. I'm doing something on this stream, so... Okay, that should take you, in theory, to where you want to go. Oh, it looks like it might even be a hot link. Fantastic. I might have done something right with just a point and a click. Let's see here. In Oakland, they have more street cleaning in the poor neighborhoods and give more tickets if you do not move. Yeah, well, there you go. I guess that could be a money scam. But you're right, actually. When I stayed in Oakland for a couple days, I think my person that I was staying with had to move their car like twice. I think because they happen to, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can't park on one side of the street and then the other side of the street. And unfortunately, she did on both those days or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was surprised. It's like, wow, you guys see the street sweepers that often? I don't think I've ever seen a street sweeper in my house. No, I have never seen a street sweeper in my house. I meant in my neighborhood. Never seen one. So let's see here. Oh no, what big button doesn't work, Andre? Well, hopefully you'll figure it out. Hey, Lona, good to see you. All right, so now that we've got some people hanging out, most of you, I think, have been in tune with the dramatic dishwasher saga. And this weekend, I had big plans to get it all fixed. I had such great support. Andy gave me some ideas. Rick S. gave me some really good ideas. That hot water trick. Oh, Rick, it was the cornerstone of my plan. I had it planned so well, I thought, but as it turns out, I didn't have it planned at all. Didn't even know what I was getting into. So many lessons were learned with this lack of completion in the project. So, yeah, was under the mistaken impression I could just take the back off of my dishwasher and access the hoses that way, replace the hoses lickety-split, because hose replacement, I had a plan for that. I had a plan for the fixing of the hoses. I had the equipment. I had the foot-long hose ready to do things with. So I pull it out and I notice that there's no... You can't take the back off of it. You just can't. And so at that point I realized, okay, I better maybe go look at a YouTube video about this whole thing. Luckily, first YouTube video there was, it happened to be a dishwasher just like mine, same model and everything. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Boom. Guys, like, this is an easy fix. And I'm like, yes, this is an easy fix. This is what I want to hear. So first he tells you, you have to turn the dishwasher over on its side and unhook the power supply and unhook this hose and unscrew this hose, and then put it back up and then open the door and then unscrew these screws so you can then take off the tops where you can unscrew some more screws, so then you can take off the entire casing so you have access to the back of the dishwasher. And I'm like, and this is a simple repair? And he kind of struggled. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take this apart, let alone put it back together. Because that's all I'm thinking is these heavy metal casings that I'm going to have to get into the slots and get the tabs. But that's another story entirely. So I shouldn't feel bad, Rick. Every repair project is an adventure into the unknown. Okay, well, that's good, because I really felt like this was poor planning creates poor performance, whatever that saying was that sports coaches would always say with the P's, and the lack of proper planning precedes poor performance, I think might be that. Anyway, so I get to the first part, which is turn the thing over. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's the hose that I want to replace. So I think to myself, well, now wait, if I can see it and if I can access it, maybe I can jimmy rig and work around it. Because I have a mechanic friend who sometimes jobs will take like 4 hours because you have to undo stuff and all the way just to whatever. And sometimes he's a 25-year ASE certified mechanic. He can afford to take these risks. Not me. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, sometimes he'll just sort of like not do it by the book, but he'll just give himself enough access to, if you get in there, you can get it done and you don't have to take everything apart. I was thinking I could do that. So in the name of doing that, I found the edge of the hose that had been chewed through, so I thought. So I found that end of the hose, and I felt, 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 and I kept feeling until it became clear that no, the rat had just like completely gone to town. I mean, 100%. I didn't even have enough. Where's the camera? I didn't even have enough repair hose to, it just isn't even. So at that point, I was just like, I don't even know where to get this hose right now, because the hardware store didn't have this size hose. Maybe other ones do. I don't know. But it's so much of the hose. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have to replace the whole unicoupler at this point and spend the $250 to get the expensive part. But on the bright side, I know how to fix the part now, or not. I know how to install the part, replace the part now, and all the gross water and disgustingness of moving that stuff, well, that's already been dealt with. So the gross part's kind of already been done. That's what I'm telling myself. Once we take off the casing, who even knows? Oh, and then I noticed also the stupid rat started to chew through the power cord. Luckily, just the black rubber out thing. There's no wires or anything exposed, and so I can fix that with duct tape. Yay! I get to use duct tape. But yeah, the hose is just completely. It was a rat chew toy, and I did wonder when I saw all the remnants on my floor, like, wow, that Seems like a lot of remnants for just going through the hose. But, I did not connect those dots. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's exactly right. Medium 7 up. You got it. Yeah, so hold on, let's see what everybody says, because we've got some chat going on. Oh, you fixed your broken drain yesterday? All right, whatever, Andre. You go bragging like that. You go telling me that you got stuff taken care of. Let's see here. Not planning, Darlene says. There have been projects here and up north where something didn't go the way it was planned. Yeah, well, you and Rick are always the positive spin on it. I like I said, I've learned a lot with this, so it is a positive spin. Let's see here. Any 8x10 glossies on the case opening? I don't know what you mean by that, so I'm gonna assume you're talking to somebody else there, Rick. Let's see here. Yeah, having big hands when repairing things in small places is definitely... Well, I don't understand, like, the screwdrivers. How do you... Sometimes screws are just like, well, I could... If there was a screwdriver tiny enough, I could do it, but the screwdriver, I can't find one. So, let's see here. Lona, yeah, absolutely. Piss poor planning on your part does not necessarily create an emergency on my part, without a doubt. When it comes to that, I generally like to tell people to go to the head of the complaint department. Her name is Helen Waite. So go to Helen Waite. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Aveda, use electrical tape on the electrical cord. I'm not so sure why someone would do something as logical as that. I'll take your advice into consideration, without a doubt. Duh. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Rick, you're right. Exactly. I'm going to need a bigger hose. But the thing is the hose is so much. It's basically the entirety. And so I don't even know if there's enough hose left on the end that has the fancy pants nozzle that attaches to the whateverness, the intake thing. That's a technical term. I don't know if there's enough for clamps in the whole 9, so I don't know. What I do know. What I need to do is take it apart before I go and decide on how to fix it, which really is what I probably should have done this weekend. But I threw my hands up when I saw the hose was completely just, I really didn't expect that. And just so you know, I've totally washed and alcoholed this, so oh really? Try an auto repair parts store for more hose sizes. Oh, okay, that's a good idea, Rick. Although I'm wondering, when I was at the hose section in the hardware store, they seemed really the hoses seemed like there was heavy labeling about what is or isn't water safe. And since this is for a dishwasher, I don't know. Well, the hoses will probably say that at the auto store, because if they're anything labeled like the hoses at the hardware store, they will have labels. Let's see here. $250 learning project. Yeah. Is the rat gone? And Darlene, that is a really good question. I don't see any sign of the rat anymore. That doesn't mean that the rat is gone, but tonight I am going to go get some bait. I've been told I've had good success with a piece of a Snickers bar with a little bit of peanut butter smeared on it. That usually gets them the first night. But if you guys have any other advice for what is good bait, I'm very open to suggestions, because I like to mix it up a little bit, because sometimes maybe I wonder if they get wise, although it's a different rat. Anyway, whatever. So Curtis, you agree with Aveda, electrical tape is more better for the power cord. Okay, that really kind of stands to reason, all things considered. All things considered. Let's see here. Oh, you had to go back to the hardware store for the one piece you forgot. Well, see, I'm pretty proud of myself. I think had things gone a little bit more the way I planned, I would have had to go back to the hardware store. I think I had everything. There was this one nut driver that they said I needed that I didn't have, but they said I needed the nut driver for the hose clamps, and the hose clamps that I have, you could also use a flathead, so I wasn't really too worried about that. And I might have had a nut driver deeper in a different toolbox that would have fit. But I don't remember who it was. I think it was Thomas the Turtle who said I should just go get a set, and he's right. If I don't have a set, I should go get some. So no, Aveda, the intake nozzle hose isn't a harder plastic. I know the hose you're talking about, and it's not that. It's this black rubbery stuff. It's just smaller than the outgoing hose, and they had the outgoing hose size at the hardware store, but not the size that I needed, apparently. So, try a little piece of hose? Yeah, but Andy, did you see what happened to the everything? I mean, there's no little piece of hose at this point. I don't know if a little piece of hose is gonna help. So, hey Robert, good to see you. Seward Park is in the house. Awesome. Yeah, Darlene, exactly. I want, a little piece of hose. Yes, a little piece of hose is rat bait. Absolutely. That's clearly, I mean, what about a little piece of peanut butter in the hose? You might be onto something there, Andy. You might have been making a joke, but I might take you seriously. And yeah, Darlene, that's exactly right. I feel like I want to make sure it's gone before I even bother. Yeah, for reasons. We know the reasons. Yeah, Lona, no, yes, they're good kitties, sort of. No, they're not. They were the ones who brought the rat in, so they're good at catching them. But then she didn't, I'm assuming it's the she that didn't do it. It's a toy to them. And then the toy moves and goes under like the oven and makes house, I guess, is what it does. Yeah. So that's the, let's see here. Oh, Darlene, you're up with the peanut butter on the hose idea. That, yeah, I do actually think there's some wisdom to that, because I mean, we already know likes the hose. Yeah, I hope they recatch it too. But frankly, I'm gonna, I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna try to see if I can catch it too. So that is the plan of action today. Okay, so I forgot to do this, of course, because this is all new. Welcome, a half hour into Chatter with Statter, and if you haven't liked or subscribed, feel free to hit the subscribe button and or the thumbs up. Actually, even if you don't like it, you can hit the thumbs down. I actually don't really care. I've been told that engagement's engagement, so do what you want to do. Although I would prefer a little rather than a thumbs down. That's just me though. And I also want to give a shout out to Photo Luke. This morning he got rated on Twitch with a bunch of people, and he made sure to give me a shout out, which was super awesome. I obviously want to give a shout out to Andy Bumatai, who without his support this would not be happening. If you don't watch Andy Bumatai, you should probably reevaluate your life. That is correct. Every day at 6 a.m. Hawaii time, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. West Coast time, and noon East Coast time. You can figure out the rest in the middle. Sorry. He is got a show where we basically visit Hawaii for an hour. We chat and watch videos. get to listen to some local music, local musicians that you probably would have never heard of if you didn't hang out on that show, plus a bunch of other music that you might not have ever heard of. That's all good. Andy's got really good taste in music. So he creates these videos that go around Hawaii, and we basically just talk story for an hour and a half every day, and it's a wonderful place to be. You should be there too. Let's see here. There's a rat in the kitchen. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to kill it, my friend. Thanks for showing face, Lono. Yeah, there is a rat in the kitchen, and I am definitely going to set a trap for it and hope that I can get it. I hope that the cats can get it, actually, because I don't like to deal with the traps. But yeah, rat has got to die, and I'm putting a bounty on his head. That's my plan for the dishwasher repair, because that has to happen first. Let's see here. They have a website called Repair Clinic, and they sell the parts and have videos to repair it. Well, yeah, I actually, the online source that I saw for where I can get the part had a click link video option, which admittedly I should have watched before. I thought I could just take the screws off the back and get the hoses fixed, because that's what you do, right? No, that is not what you do at all, at least not in a simple repair. So let's see here. Okay. Oh, eMusic, you're on the 11 a.m. Central Time for Andy Bumatai on Twitch. Thank you so much for covering my okole there, because I get Central and Mountain Time confused. So there you go. Alrighty then. 1,900 people. Okay, yeah. Photo Luke. What a great raid. There was, I think, only maybe 300 people left when I came in, because I came in super late, because Rick, I completely told you the wrong time, and you're like, yeah, thanks for the info. And then as soon as I got the Twitch notification, it was just like, oh, I completely told Rick the wrong time. All right. I'm not very well informed. Yeah, so once I got done running my errands, came back home, got to tune in for Photo Luke, got to spend some time in Hawaii after my first trip to Hawaii on the Daily Pigeon Live this morning. Oh, hey, Kenny. Hey, how's it? I didn't know that you were I didn't know you were here, Kenny. Curtis, yeah, no doubt. 2,000 people or 1,900 people. That's not a raid. That is an invasion without a doubt. Absolutely. Yeah, Lona, what what are you saying? Rick has gotten a bat? Oh, okay. A bat was in your house. I thought you were saying that Rick got a bat to take care of a mouse. And I was like, wow, that's kind of brutal. Wow, Rick, you're my hero, sort of. I'm not so sure that a baseball bat is the most efficient tool for mouse hunting, but maybe it is. I've never tried. Ever. Yeah, exactly. Kenny, you're right. Simple fix. I should have known at the beginning of the video when they said that. It was what was that? A punked video. I think Ashton Kutcher was behind the series of those videos. The repair videos, that is. This is a simple fix. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that video guy will be a millionaire. Thanks to me, once the project's over, I will have rewound and clicked and rewatched his videos so many times. He will be able to retire off of this project, I'm sure. I have no doubt. But I'm super thankful for the video because basically, I mean, it's one thing. There's a whole lot of reasons why I'm thankful for the video, but basically putting everything back together is just as much of why I'm thankful for the video as it is taking everything apart. In fact, maybe more thankful. Putting things back together, I don't know, dude. Like, does anyone else end up with extra screws sometimes? And you're just like, I hope these weren't important. Whoa, wait, Andre, you're telling me that in New York City they use silenced handguns to kill rats? That seems seems a little extreme on one hand, but I was in Rhode Island, in Providence. I was in Providence, maybe. And I was walking along the river area park, and under these bridges that you had to walk under, oh my God, there were the biggest rats I've ever seen. And when I say the biggest rats I've ever seen, I mean like the size of possums. I mean like really big rats. And I thought that we had big rats in the woodpile and in the woods and all here out in the country. No, dude, city rats. Whoo! City rats get huge. I mean, Seattle rats have nothing on Providence rats. I don't know what is in the water in Providence, Rhode Island, and their rats. And I'm guessing maybe New York, if they need guns like that, probably have rats just like that. I don't know, dude. East Coast rats, what is up? Are there steroids? What? I mean, I think they're the same kind of rat. I think. All right, so peanut butter does... Whoa. Okay, we've got a lot going on here. Peanut butter seems to be the consensus for the rat trap. And Andre is pointing out that they have rat hunting clubs in New York City. I mean, I guess if you have to get your hunt on, I'm not going to be opposed to that. Really, things... I know people love rabbits, but things that breed as fast as rabbits and rats and mice are kind of meant to be eaten or killed, or, I mean, that's the whole reason why they breed so fast, right? I don't know. I'm not a biologist. PETA's going to cancel me, but seriously though, rats are kind of a public health hazard. I am totally down for rat hunting. How awful, but I guess, right? Ugh. Let's see. Extra screws. You don't ever have extra screws? Somehow, Rick, I think that you might be pulling my leg. I'll bet you've had you've wound up with some extra screws, which I realize that is got in innuendo that I didn't actually intend. I'm still talking about dishwasher repair. Oh, it's an old I knew you had to have been quoting a song there, Lono. I'm not familiar with Rat in the Kitchen, so now I will be Googling that later on so I can know just how to take care of the rat in the kitchen. Because, yeah, you got to get the rat out of the kitchen. You cannot have rats in the kitchen. I don't even want to think about the consequences of that, even though I continue to say that phrase, rat in the kitchen. Yeah, so, yeah, Darlene, thanks. Tone is hard to read on the internet, but I did notice his little LOL at no, I've never had extra screws. Yeah, exactly. Never. Let's see here. So, all right. So, yeah. So, weekend, like I said, I had big plans. It was the whole dishwasher saga. And then I decided to have a different saga, I guess. I didn't intend to have a saga. I thought I was going to have a reward. I told myself before I fixed the dishwasher that if I fix the dishwasher, I'm going to get my nails done. And then when I realized I couldn't fix the dishwasher, I still wanted to get my nails done. So I decided, okay, I'll go get my nails done. And I wanted to get like extra little long tips. And by long, I mean like barely over my fingertips because I can't function with long nails. And after a series of miscommunications, I ended up with a type of nail polish that needs specialty chemicals to remove it. I have no tips. It was a manicure. I told her how long I wanted them. I said I wanted a full set of tips multiple times. I'm not sure. She asked me if I wanted a pedicure. I said no. I don't know where the breakdown in communication happened, but once I realized I was getting the nail polish that doesn't come off without a 20-minute treatment of industrial remover, it was like, well, I'm not going to bother to fix this mistake because it's going to take longer to fix this mistake than it is to just finish this mistake. So, yeah, so I finished the mistake. That's what I did. Oh, UB40 did that Rat in the Kitchen song? Interesting. I would like to think that I would have heard it, but I don't think I have heard that song. I'll bet you when I hear that song, I'll be like, oh, I've heard this song a million times. I'm not that familiar with UB40 though. I mean, Redwood Wine, obviously everybody knows UB40 for that song. And I think, yeah, I always knew of them, but I never really got that into their music. Oh, Kenny Casey, you're right. Yeah, that's true. When you try to put things back together and there's not enough screws, because then you know something rolled underneath somewhere, and God help you, you'll never find it. And then it's just like, I don't really even know what the screw looks like, so I don't really know how to go to the hardware store to get a replacement. Yeah. Yeah, Darlene. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a trial this whole weekend, I guess, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm learning things. Ultimately, plan ahead, right? That's really the ultimate. Learn as much before going into the project, before deciding how you're going to tackle the project. I think that's the underlying lesson here. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Yeah, UB40 is the unemployment form in England. I did know that, actually. I used to read a lot of pop music magazines when I was a kid, and that is definitely a fact that I remember that doesn't matter in my life here in the United States. If I was in England, it might matter a lot. Yeah, ask me something that doesn't matter. I might know the answer to it, because that's what's filled my brain. Let's see here. Yeah, Andy, use a muffin tray to keep track of parts. That's a good idea, especially when you have multiple. I luckily have one of my friends back in the day gave me a magnetic bowl. And so I like that, because then no matter what, even with cats in the house, most of the parts will stay there. Obviously, plastic parts would not stick to the magnet. But I do like the idea of the different compartments, because I only have one bowl, but the different compartments, that's a good idea. And I have muffin tins. I have multiple muffin tins. No, Andre, the Statter only knows some things, and basically the Statter knows a lot of stuff that isn't gonna pay the bills. I mean, I might be able to be okay in a pub trivia game night or something, but Yeah, Aveda, the kitten likely batted the necessary screw somewhere. I have two that would have, well, no, actually only one of them would have done it. And yeah, Ashes definitely would have been the one who would have walked in like a shadow, would not have even noticed her black stealth self, batted the screw away, and then disappeared, and I would have been none the wiser. That definitely is something that could have happened to me. Oh, Darlene, you have one of the magnet bowls too? Awesome. Yeah, they're really handy. They're handy for a bunch of stuff, not just tools or screws. Getting stuff done, whatever. Hey, Carl, good to see you. I don't know if you tuned in about the earlier dishwasher saga, but to sum it up, the dishwasher hose was a lot bigger of a problem than I had anticipated, and so didn't get fixed. Did not get fixed. Didn't have the hose for it. So Kenny, yeah, UB40 did a nice cover of Elvis's I Can't Help Falling in Love. Another person that I know of who happens to have done a cover is Music is Life. Lono has a cover of that song, I believe. And I do not have my spreadsheet or anything in front of me. I believe it's on Old Style 9, Gold Style, but since Music is Life is actually in the chat, he can confirm or deny that rumor. However, I can confirm that there is a cover of that song on one of his albums. And I'm going to say it's Gold Style. UB40 did do a lot of covers. Didn't UB40 and Chrissie Hynde do a duet, I guess? Or was it just the singer of UB40 and Chrissie Hynde that did the duet? Or did I make that up in my head? I'm really good at that. But I don't think I did, because I kind of like Chrissie Hynde. I'm not really a fan of a lot of chick singers, but I really dig Chrissie Hynde. Her voice is really good. I like her a lot. Aveda. I have many bowls. I only have one magnetic bowl. There is more than one bowl in this house. No, magnetic bowl for the screws. It's not for eating. It's not for cooking. It's not for nothing but like getting stuff done. I only have one of those. And don't make fun of me for only having one of those. How many do you have? Oh, you probably have like, I've got 5. Because I have one for my flatheads, one for my Phillips heads. Couldn't remember what those were called because I don't do this stuff. Let's see here. Did I get a liberal studies credential too? I graduated from a liberal arts college with a degree in psychology, so I think I got all the liberalness you could possibly get from my Evergreen State College experience, but I think you know that. Chrissy Hines opened up a vegetarian restaurant somewhere in Ohio. Oh yeah, you know what? Weren't the Pretenders from, like, if not Ohio, kind of the Midwest area? I don't know if they were from Ohio. Were they? Tell me more about Chrissy Hine. Aveda, what about Robertson screws? I don't know. What is a... Oh. I don't know what a Robertson screw is. Are those the star ones? Or are they... What are the Robinson screws? Robertson. See, I don't even know what they are. What are the Robertson screws? Oh, they're Canadian. They're Canadian screw... Wait, what? Different countries have different screw heads? They're square? Oh. Oh, well, the square ones, those are just the things you use. No, the Allen wrenches aren't square. No, what? Okay. So, all right, so wait, Canada has... Wait, you've got 3... Oh, right, hold on. Now we're talking about screw heads. You guys, this is international importance. The difference in screw heads. Okay, so Aveda, in Canada, there's 3 different types of screws. Like, so are you saying flathead, Phillips head, and then the square kind? Are you saying that in Canada there's completely different 3 different types of screws that are different from... Aveda, what are you saying? Oh, wait. And where there you are. I was wondering where you were. I was hoping to see you today. Kenny. Okay, so Chrissy was from Ohio and the rest were British? Oh, I had no idea. How did I not know that? Yeah, Kenny, you know, I get the impression that you know a lot of random music facts. You probably know as much stuff that doesn't matter as I do. So I will definitely take your word for that. Ohio and England. Okay. Carl, I don't know if it's your bedtime yet, but if you do need to go to bed, by all means, we will see you tomorrow morning. Or you can just stay K and you don't have to type at all. For those who don't know, staying K just means you're lurking and you're just listening and listening to me babble and not typing anything. But I don't want you guys to all go K because then I'll just be sitting here talking to myself and I don't want that. So, no, Aveda, you can't post photos, which is sort of annoying. So, okay. Phillips head, I'm assuming flathead is also a screw. And then Robertson. And the Robertson screws are very popular in Canada. That is so weird. American people who know stuff, do we have a Robertson screw here? Is that something that we have? Anyone? Bueller? Oh, Carl, my fingers are absolutely dyslexic. Yeah, or they stutter sometimes. I don't know. But I was reading that with the way that we understand how brains work, in theory, being able to type is something that our brain shouldn't even be able to do. It takes so many parts that are not used to talking to each other traditionally, I guess. I mean, it shows that we really don't understand how the brain works. But sort of like how, you know, bumblebees aren't supposed to be able to fly. In theory, it's sort of a mystery how we are able to type. Just the concept that our brains can translate and process all the needed information to get that done. I was reading an article in Psychology Today. I do not have links to show my work, but you can trust me that it exists. And I wish I remembered more about what it was saying, but basically it was saying typing is kind of a phenomenon that they don't really understand how it works. How our brain is able to make it work. I mean, we know how typewriters work. Because you still use a typewriter, right? Okay, so Carl, I'm gonna assume that you feel confident in your knowledge, and you've never heard of those Robertson squirrels. You've never heard of those Robinson squirrels, because we are actually talking about Robinson screws. Okay, so you've never heard of those. All right. Curtis, you sound like you're all up in there. You're like, oh yeah, dude, they're just square. It's all, that's right. Oh yeah, Robertson, we tight. Me and Robertson screws, we know what's up. All right, so Curtis obviously knows. And then, where? I'll have the square Robertson screws on your deck and in fence. Okay, I guess these are not Canadian phenomena. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about, which I think is the premise of this entire stream. Or series of streams, actually, is I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Oh, you said Bueller at the same time. Miles, love it. See? Great minds. We're going to get in trouble when we meet. So let's see here. All right, so Allen wrench. Yeah, the Allen wrenches work for the hex screw, Lona, and that's what I couldn't remember what they were called, because when I was thinking Robertson screw. Oh wait, no, but wait, could you probably use the Robertson screwdriver on a hex screw? Maybe. I'm going to stop talking right now because I think I got my shapes all wrong. I was thinking of the hex screws as well when Aveda said Robertson screw, but then I realized, no, that's not quite right. So a lot of one type of screw head is for security. Okay. I don't know how a screw head would be more or less good for security, but all right, I will take your word for it. Yeah. Okay. Robertson was the dude who patented it. Wow, Curtis, you really know a lot about these screws, or else you Googled it. I'll bet you Googled it. All right. Duh. Wait. Okay. So Andy, Robertson screws. See, I'm learning so much here. Robertson screws are sometimes called square drive or socket head screws. Robertson screws were superior to slot head screws since the square recess automatically centered the screwdriver. Okay. And I can see actually why for fence building and things, automatically square, that's can come in handy. Actually, just building in general, I can see why that would come in handy. So you've only known fancy carpenters in the U.S. to use them. Well, you know what though? That doesn't surprise me, because when you're an expert at what you do, you know about the better option. You know, sure, you can just whip it out with nails or flatheads or a rounded Phillips head with no recessing capabilities or something. But you know, if you want the job done properly, I guess that's when you got to whip out the specialty stuffuses, and you know, the good guys know what's up. Okay, so Carl, now you're figuring out Robertson. Oh, Robertson's the square one. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Canada and the United States have different names for these things at all. Oh, so hey, Miles, you did get to meet Chocolate? Hold on, something happened and I want to read about it. Let's see here. At the same time. Oh, shocking you didn't have enough time to get up to Mischief. That's too bad. But did you grab a coffee or something like that, I hope? Yeah, 2 hours isn't very long as for a layover. But I'm so glad that you got to hook up with Shock. That's so neat. I think she's on her way right now to California to be with Cindy Krause. So I can't wait to see the drops that they might have done. Hey, did you do a drop with Shock, Miles? For those who aren't familiar with what it is I'm talking about, a drop is something that Andy Bumatai has asked the watchers of the Hamajang Gang, the watchers of the Daily Pigeon live, just to send in like a little, 10-second, 15-second little video saying, hi, this is me. I watch this show. It's awesome. And so generally when people who meet each other, who know each other from the show, they like to do a drop together. And so I'm wondering, Miles, did you and Chalk get a drop? I hope so. I can't wait to see it if you did. Oh, non-standard. Oh, that's what you meant by security. The non-standard screws on the buses so people cannot use regular screwdrivers to take them apart. Right, of course. Especially, in the Bay Area, Seattle, of course. Oh, awesome. Oh, good, Darlene. This really is, like I said in the last stream, this is probably the most kid-unfriendly stream ever. Screwdrivers, dishwasher repair, no. But I'm learning a bunch too. I'm glad that you're learning something. Let's see here. Squarehead screwdrivers. Oh, that is so funny. Your 78 Cutlass needed some random weird square head just to change the headlight. That sounds like it would be a little bit annoying. Was it annoying, Rick? I'm sensing from your wording and phrasing, it was a little bit annoying. I feel like I'm sensing your annoyance. Oh my, Kenny. Okay, so we've got Phillips slotted, which is flathead. Oh, I didn't know that slotted was called. The Torx ones are new to me. I didn't know that those existed, but I found those out. My sister was just like, duh. I use them on my Jeep all the time. They were new to me. Wow, it looks like there's a lot of screws. There are a lot of screws out there. Let's see here. Mad Statter, am I going to title this segment Screwing Around? I do need to come up with a catchy little title, so I actually just might do that because here we are talking about screws. Who knew? Watch the chatter scatter with Statter. That's what we're doing right now. I'm so glad that you guys are able to hang out today. I know that the 4:30 time seems so random, but for me, unfortunately, on Tuesdays, it works really great for me. And it's all about me for that particular situation. However, that's not really true because I do want to know, I'm really seriously considering doing Thursday and Sunday because the time difference between Thursday and Tuesday is so long. I felt like I had so much that I wanted to tell you guys, and I had to wait. So I was thinking Thursday and Sunday might be what I'm thinking, but we'll see. Also, I might switch the days once I move over to Twitch because my technology is slowly getting up to speed. That Twitch is on the horizon. I need to figure out a couple more things. I need to get a little bit more content, things like background music, things like maybe videos I can show. And the only thing that is keeping me from doing that is figuring out how to do that. And so once I tackle these things, then switching over to Twitch is probably what I'll be doing. But I get really scared when it comes to tech, so I can't promise that it's going to be quick. Uh-oh, your phone's going to die. Okay, I'll talk to you later, Miles. Let's see, Deb, my previous avatar seemed like I was on stage. Do I perform on stage? No, but I think I know the avatar that you're talking about, and that was taken at a roller derby event at the Seattle Center Key Arena in the basketball stadium. It was for a roller derby event that I was an announcer for. It was the last roller derby event for Rat City Roller Girls at the Key Arena before the arena was closed down. And I think they're making it a hockey arena now because I don't think we have a basketball team in Seattle anymore. But I don't follow that stuff close enough to know. I don't think we have basketball in Seattle anymore because they're not using the arena. Anyway, it was the last, it was it was the opening ceremonies of the last roller derby bout at the Key Arena. So I was sort of on stage. I used to be an announcer for Rat City Roller Girls for several seasons, and I was an announcer for other roller derby teams as well. So it was kind of a big deal. There was spotlights. It looked like I was on stage, but no, it was just a roller derby event. Let's see here. Oh, Andre, they have so many charts of screws on Google. That's funny. You know, they probably have posters too. I have a feeling I'm going to go down a screw wormhole. After this stream. Yeah, we won't get into what I just said there. Let's see here. All right. Oh, good. The timing's good for you. Can't you win, Curtis? Excellent. I might need you. Who knows what other repairs I might tackle, and so I might need your knowledge on, I don't know, Robertson screws or something. Let's see here. Yeah, Darlene, exactly. We have to start somewhere, and YouTube allowed me with the most bare minimum knowledge and equipment, allowed me to just like jump in and start to stream, because I knew that if I waited too long, once the idea was planted in my head, I knew that if I waited too long, I would think myself out of it. There's that one song that Andy plays, Think Myself to Death. That's my theme song. So I didn't want to, oh, well, this needs to happen before I do this. This needs to happen before I do this. I need to get this before I do this. I wanted to just sort of jump in the deep end, albeit tiny baby steps into the deep end or something. So tiny bits. You guys got to bear with me during the cell phone video camera phase and the audio nightmare phase of me not knowing how to have a microphone, and then having super crappy microphones, and then today, the debut of the most beautiful microphone in the world. I am so thankful that this microphone has come into my life. It's a wonderful thing. And I don't know if you can tell a difference in sound quality with this microphone, but I'm going to assume that you can, because the other mics that I were using were a $12 set of Skullcandy headphones, and then just the built-in mic for the video camera that I'm using, and I can only assume that that microphone is not as good as this one, that's for sure. So let's see here. Oh, Miles, you're back. Good. Rat City, C. Mad Statter, that rat thought he would be your spirit animal. Yeah, maybe. I think that any rat worth my house should smell enough like cat that, I mean, I can't smell the cat. My cats go outside for all their everythings, but you know how, no, the rat should have known better. The rat should have hightailed it out of here. Gall dung it. That's right, I said it. Gall dung it. Let's see here. So, okay, so Kenny, I do sound better. That's good. Yeah, Andy and Lono, well, Andy and Lono definitely can vouch for the good equipment. This is an Elgato, so Andy knows that it's good equipment. And I believe that Lono uses one as well, and I'm going to assume that he loves it as well. So, yeah, I know, Andre, that the cat brought the rat, but that should have also been a clue for the rat to hightail it out of here, right? I mean, come on. I've got a cat door. Let the rat use the cat door or something. Let's see here. Carl, am I using OBS to stream? Sort of. I'm using Streamlabs by OBS. I think Andy told me to use OBS, and I looked into it, and it was really complicated, and for someone who really doesn't know what I'm doing at all on so many levels, like I don't even know what it is, I don't know kind of thing. Someone pointed out that, hey, Streamlabs is a little bit easier than just traditional OBS, and then I read up on it, and all the tech talk was like, oh yeah, Streamlabs is easier. In just an hour, you can get online and start streaming. Well, okay, maybe if you're a 10-year-old and you know all this tech stuff, you can. Took me a little bit longer than an hour. We're not going to get into that. okay, it took me a couple days, whatever, but it was easier. I at least vaguely knew what I was doing enough to keep doing and learning what I needed to do. And now we're here. So Streamlabs OBS is what I'm currently using because I'm not tech savvy at all. And there you go. Yeah. eMusic, you like the microphone in the background? Thanks. Yeah, the background, I'm not so sure I like the background. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bright and busy for me, but I'm going to use it while I've got it because it's on loan in theory. It might end up being mine, but it's on loan for now. But it has given me some ideas about things I can use. And I was actually kind of thinking like I might just cover that canvas up with something else, but it's a good size canvas. It's a huge canvas, so it has inspired me for other things if this doesn't end up staying mine. If it does end up staying mine, I don't know if I'll keep using it as a background, but I did, let's see here, I had a link to where you could buy this canvas. I linked it earlier, but I don't think I've got it on my clipboard anymore. Next time we talk, though, if you are interested, I can let you know where you can actually get that print. So, let's see here. Yeah, the Elgato gave Andy some grief, Andre, for a minute, but now it purrs like a kitten. Yeah, I don't think it was the Elgato. I think it was like a connection of a connection or something that was the funny part. But I don't have connections of connections and stream boxes with buttons. I just have my little mouse and my camera and then this fancy pants microphone that I love so much. Yeah. So let's see here. Oh, Carl, you can help me with OBS. You do use it? Okay, cool. Streamlabs is made on top of OBS, so I might even be able to stay on OBS on Streamlabs, and you could still probably help me because there's a lot of questions that I have. I mean, I can't even explain to you how much I don't know what I'm doing with that software at all. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Medium 7-Up. If you're like a 10-year-old, the kids could do this in a heartbeat. For me, I was realizing as I was driving home the other day, I suddenly feel like my mom who couldn't figure out how to program the clock on the VCR. When I was 9 years old, the clock on the VCR was so easy to program. Why couldn't you figure it out? And it frustrated me so much that my mom couldn't figure it out. And now suddenly I realize I am my mother. And I don't have a 10-year-old to show me how to do stuff. I don't want a 10-year-old to show me how to do stuff, but it'd be nice if I could have one like materialize and then send it off. Yeah, Andre, do I have raccoons? Generally, no. My 7-pound cat, Ashes, she will run the raccoons out of the house. She will run them off the deck. She is kind of a little vicious one. However, occasionally when the cats are missing in action, I have had this one raccoon come in time and time again, and it got to the point, I mean, he was just brazen, and I could tell whenever he did it, like I would wake up from a sleep because it'd be in the middle of the night because he'd eat so fast. He literally sounded like a pig. He would snort. It was the funniest thing, but I always knew who was eaten, and it was the raccoon. So what I did to keep him out, or her, I don't know, I crumpled up a brown paper bag and put it right underneath the cat door entrance. So it made a noise whenever the cats or the raccoon came inside. Well, the cats didn't give a flying fork if it gave a noise. The cats were supposed to be here. The cats weren't sneaking in. The cats did not care about that paper bag at all. But the raccoon didn't like the noise and never came in again. So that was awesome, is what that was. Let's see here. So I might try moving. Curtis says that I might want to try moving the canvas back further. Perhaps, however, when I move the canvas back further, the surfboards suddenly look like this big. It's really weird because I did actually have it back further at first. but it looked weird. It didn't look on camera. It did not look right at all. So, but I hear what you're saying. That's what I'm saying is I don't really like this backdrop. It's a cute canvas, but it's not, I'm just not feeling it. It's not my shtick. So you guys are my experiment today. We get to experience this together and go, girl, you're going to have to change that one. That's just not it. Or hopefully we're going to find something and you're going to say, oh yeah, that works. Oh yeah, I like that. Right now, we aren't anywhere close. I know. We know. We all know. We'll know when we get there. Yeah, Andre, the idea of renting a kid sounds phenomenal, but I'm fairly certain there are laws against that. So, yeah, no. Thank you so much, and I agree. That's what this is all about. Let's learn together, or if you already know it, let's point and laugh while I'm learning this, and we can all figure out how to learn. Because there's a bunch of stuff, after this dishwasher repair, I might try to figure out how to fix the dripping faucet in my bathroom just for fun. And then there is this tech problem, just the tech hurdles that I have to figure out. Like, I want to figure out how to show what's on my computer screen. I want to figure out, you know what I really want to figure out? I want to figure out how to get my headphones working with this. We're not going to talk about my headphones. Not right now. My headphones, the cordless ones don't work with my computer. The crummy anyway. I need some headphones, as it turns out, and I don't know what to buy. So I'm going to have to work on that. So that's really actually the first thing I'm going to have to get dealt with. Oh, Andy, what I'm doing is a little bit harder than setting the clock on the VCR. That's what I tried to tell myself. I was trying to, I was like, this isn't exactly, because at least the handbook for the VCR clock, when you did step 1, step 2 would be possible. Whereas with a lot of this stuff, it's like with the earbuds that I'm trying to get to work, they're like, oh, well, just go to the settings and then blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I can't blah, 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 because the button that you're saying is going to be there for me to click on isn't there. So now what do I do? Or whatever, oh, I finished part A. Part A is great, but part A does not take me to part B the way your instructions said. Part A took me to parts unknown. So where do I go from here? That sort of explains my earbud situation right now. Yeah, Lona, I am actually thinking of getting one of those little privacy screens and fiddling with it from there, without a doubt. Where did you get your privacy screen? I've looked online and it looks like Home Depot has them and stuff, but I'd rather not go to Home Depot. And some of them are kind of expensive. Where'd you get your privacy screen, Lona? Where'd you get it, man? I want to know. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Oh, and you think that the dripping faucet will be easier than dish? Well, I would hope so at this point, right? I mean, I know. I was about to say I know that the rat didn't eat the faucet, but you know what? I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that at all. So let's just not even say that. Carl in Arkansas, does my computer have Bluetooth? Yes, it does at home. It does not at work. That is not the issue. As it turns out, I actually went down a tech wormhole on these stupid earpods that I bought. And as it turns out, the earpods that I bought don't work with Windows 10. They just don't. Microsoft's like, yes, they do. And all of every solution that anybody, I mean, even the manufacturer's like, no. It doesn't work. So, yeah, so there's that. So yeah, Skull Candy, the wireless or the wired ones, they were the ones that saved my rear with the built-in microphone that I first used. So I was so happy with Skull Candy. So I was like, yeah, let's just buy the Skull Candy wireless. No, don't buy the Skull Candy wireless because it doesn't work with Windows 10. Didn't know that though, till now. Yeah. So, No, yeah, Andy, that's the cheap $12 earbuds is what I'm going to end up having to use to plug them back into the back of the mic. That is, but I want it to be just a little bit fancier without the cord. I was hoping. Yeah, that is the plan that I'm going to be doing. I've had technical difficulties with that, but that is user error. I think it's a picnic code is what the tech support calls it. Problem in chair, not in computer. Picnic. So, yeah, I'm the epitome of picnic at this point. Can't even tell you. Yeah. You got it. Oh, you got it on Amazon. I really don't like to use Amazon, but maybe I will do that for this. Let's see here. Andre, yeah, blaming the rat for every problem in my life. It's tempting, but for right now, I'll just blame him. I'll just blame the rat for the one thing I can guarantee the rat was responsible for. Yes. Yes, sirree. All right, so medium 7-Up. Yeah, it's so funny you should say that. I think it was Andy was telling me that there are some places. So medium 7-Up says, got to find the item on Amazon, then go buy it directly from the retailer. That is exactly what I would do. However, that is the opposite of what everybody else does. I think it was Andy that was telling me that there are places like in California that are charging people to try clothes on because people, and I have actually been guilty of this, people will go try on an outfit, leave the store, and then go buy it online, probably for cheaper, I would assume. I generally like to support the street stores. I don't like online shopping unless I have to. I mean, I understand why like people on Hawaii use Amazon or online shopping. I get that. I'm not even, but if I can get it here, I'm going to get it in person. A lot of times I'm going to get it in person just because I'm impatient and I can't wait. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. I want it now. So, Amazon can't do now. I mean, yeah, they can do 2 hour, but that's still 2 hours. So, 8 panels is the one that you got, Lona. Okay. Wow. That sounds big. Nice. Let's see here. Oh, Miles, you're so naughty. You do that with your books. You get them online because you don't want to pay full price. That's so funny. Before the, not Borders, the other one that was really popular, before that bookstore that just closed, I don't remember what it's called. Before they closed, though, I used to go in there every week, and, all the clerks knew me. The security guard knew me. I think I was probably the only customer they had, which is why they probably closed. But yeah, I went to the bookstore every week. I loved my little bookstore. It was a big bookstore. It was, it was the big one, Barnes and Noble. That's it. It wasn't local. If the local, I wanted to go to the local one, but it didn't stay open late enough at night until I got off of work. So on my way home from work, Barnes and Noble's open, and it's on my way home from work. So yeah, I'd stop there at least once a week. Yeah, Andre, all the electronic stores are going out of business, and that's really hard though, because I had to go to Best Buy and like see stuff. If I don't understand what it is I'm buying, I really need to I can't just go online and buy stuff that I don't know about. Sometimes I actually need the clerk to help me. Like when I was trying to buy stuff for this whole thing. Unfortunately, the clerks were pretty much unable to help me, but we won't get into that. So, Andre, do they still have Barnes & Noble? They don't have Barnes & Noble in West Seattle, anywhere in Seattle anymore that I know of. Yeah, Best Buy is where I went because it was the only place that I knew of. I think there's a Seattle store, but I can't remember what it's called, and I think that they just recently went out of business as well. So, Yeah, Darlene, exactly. I have to be able to see. Well, some of this stuff, it's like, I don't know what it's even called, you know? Like, I literally had pictures of all the different ports and cord ends, because I don't know what this cord is versus this cord. I just know it looks like this. So I need a thingy to put this into to make this a USB. And if I put that into Google, I would not end up with the right result. I promise you. I need this to go into... Google's not going to know what to do with that. Google's smart, but not that smart. Oh, nice. Yeah, you have a tiny indie bookstore in your town. You know, I thought that we still did in Burien, but today I went and walked up and down basically from one end of the town to the other, all 1 mile of it. And I noticed that both of the bookstores that used to be there are no longer in business. I didn't know that. I thought that we still had one, but no, we don't anymore. We have a shop though that sells nothing but like paper products, and I don't mean like office supply stuff. I mean like stuff made of paper. So, you know, if you need a lamp made of paper, you can go to the store. And if you need like a wall hanging thing made of, it's a bunch of crap. I couldn't believe, I walked by and it was like, on what planet is this business going to thrive? I mean, I don't really even know what it was. I know they had paper chains in the window, so they sell paper chains. And when I say paper chains in the window, they sell paper chains, I mean, you know those kind of chains that your kid makes in first grade with construction paper for Christmas that are like red and green? Yeah, theirs were like blue and white, but they were those chains. So when I say it was a bunch of crap, and I don't really know how this business is going to stay in business, there's a reason. I'm not trying to be too judgmental. It just comes naturally sometimes. And that store doesn't seem sustainable unless there's a whole community of paperists that I'm unaware of. So, yeah. So, oh, awesome. Okay, half price book. People still have half price books and all those other places. Yeah, no, Burien is, I believe we have no bookstores anymore. So, in fact, I don't even know where there's one. Yeah, I can't even think of in my West Seattle White Center Burien neighborhood scope. I can't think of any bookstore that would cross my path at this point. Well, that's too bad. Oh my God, it is 5:45 and we were supposed to stop 17 minutes ago. So, I guess we're going to, and Kenny's talking about his book. Okay. Well, Kenny, next time, let's see here. Oh, you're writing a series of books. Okay, yeah, Kenny, next time you come, remind me, let's talk about your book. I have a friend who's an author, and, it's totally possible. You can sell. She actually has a series of books out right now. She's a young adult author named Penelope Wright. And so if you Google Penelope Wright, she's got a fork ton of young adult books that apparently are pretty good. I've never read them, but like I said, she has a series, I think 2 series of books that I think the second series is being published right now. So somebody obviously likes them. So let's see here. All right. So I want to thank everyone for showing up today. And I want to thank Andy Bumatai for everything that he has done for Chatter with Statter and all of us here. I want to thank Lono Music for everything that he has done for this stream, which once I get the technology up and running, there'll be more of that. I want to thank Photo Luke for giving me shout outs, and I hope that you guys will all tune in next Thursday. So a couple days from now at 4:30 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. East Coast time, 1:30 p.m. Hawaii time, and I will love to see you. I have reverb now. Okay, what just happened there? Okay, I don't know why I have reverb, so I guess we're going to stay here for just a half a second longer. And anybody who knows anything about anything, why would I have reverb right now? Or are you is everybody hearing it? I don't know what I did. Oh no. All right, well. Oh, Kenny, you said your book is about... Okay, so, oh, right. All right, well, I guess I'll have a question for Andy and Lono later on about how and why that happened. And now that I'm all fancy reverby, which is not what I wanted to be at all, I guess I'm going to wrap this up. Did I click on, that's the question, Anne. Did I click on something? I have no idea. So now that the Menahoonies, no, I don't think I've moved much closer to the mic. I mean, a little bit, but I've been moving like that the whole day or whatever. So thanks so much for saying it's a great stream, Miles. So yeah, the Menahoonee sound people just showed up. So I'm going to wrap this up and go maybe leave an offering to the Menahoonies. Or, oh, maybe I'll set a rat trap for the Menahoonies with peanut butter and hoses and see if I catch a rat or a Menahoonee first. Anyway, I will see you guys most likely in the morning, a lot of you, and I will see you next Thursday, hopefully, as well. Thank you so much for tuning in.